Hey guys, today I'll be doing another horror review, this time on Halloween 2. Now this takes place directly after Halloween 1, like literally the start. It's just the end of Halloween 1. And basically Michael Myers is still out there to do more killing and wants to finish the job on Laurie. So Laurie's sent to the hospital, and that's where this mainly takes place. But he does a few killings around the street. The kills in this aren't that spectacular. The only one you really know is Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's supposed to kind of have like a boyfriend thing in it, but he doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of not. No one you really care about dies. A few generic cops, a few generic people that are just kind of around the hospital, and then there's Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode, who's trying to survive again. She doesn't really survive on her wits in this movie, and I admit that this is a lot worse acting-wise for her compared to the first one. But anyway, it just But anyways, Jamie Lee Curtis did okay in the role. Probably like one of her best movies as character. I'm never a huge fan of Jamie Lee Curtis's acting, to be honest. The score is pretty much the same. I believe this should have been the last Halloween movie. The nice thing about it is you really don't have to watch it if you think Halloween 1 was supposed to be like the end. But the problem with this was if you wanted an end, if you're one of those guys that didn't like want him to disappear and never kind of like use your mind to figure it out, if you wanted to actually know what had happened chronologically, this is what happened, I guess. Him and Loomis blow up in an enclosed room at the end of the movie. Just spoiler alert. In an enclosed room, he walks out burning, and then he falls over dead. Although technically you never see him brought to the morgue or anything. It's just kind of assumed that he dies. There's really no proof that he lived. And they never should have made a fourth or a third movie technically. But I mean, like Halloween 4, never should have brought him back. I think if they wanted to do another slasher film, they could have very well done one, but I think this should have been the end of the movie franchise. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and they did the exact opposite of what they should have done, and they continued to make it movies and milk them. The first two were by far the best of the films. 4 and 5 were decent, but anything past that is pretty bad. I'm not even a huge fan of the Rob Zombies. The Rob Zombies are decent, but they're just kind of a little too rapey for me. A little really rapey. Like, really kind of creepy rapey. So, I'm not a huge fan of the Rob Zombie ones. They're okay. The kills are definitely cool. I guess it's a cool, like, reenactment, but I don't really like how it's kind of like a weird, disturbed heavy metal music video thing for his whole thing. That's what it feels like if you put, like, heavy metal music behind it. You could basically see it as a music video, and there probably is people that made music videos out of it. But anyway, the casting's okay. The movie's okay. It's a cool follow-up, and I definitely did enjoy it, but there's nothing you really care about in it. You don't care about any of the characters. Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't really do anything strong, just kind of runs around and cries the whole time, so it's kind of like So overall, I'm going to be able to give Halloween number 2. I'll give it a an 8 out of 10. Overall, the acting's good. It just should have been the last film. I don't think I'm the only one that thinks that. But it really should have been the last film. I don't really know how they brought him back. It doesn't really make any sense. And overall, as I said, a 8 out of 10. And that's all for today, guys.